In this session, so we will study about the Michelson-Morley experiment. In this experiment, so we would study what is the velocity of the earth with respect to the ether, and we have to find out is it there the presence of the ether or not, and what is the result of the experiment and the satisfactory explanation to the result. So we would study in the session. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲೇ ತಿಳಿದಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಯಂಗ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಲಿಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹೈಗನ್ ವೇವ್ ಥಿಯರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಓದಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ದಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಎ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಪಗೇಷನ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ 1864 ದಿ ಜೇಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲರ್ಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ವೆಲ್ he interrelated the magnetism and electricity concepts and he formulated the electromagnetic theory. So he also explained the Maxwell electromagnetic equations and he explained the electromagnetic waves. There are the 7 electromagnetic waves. All the electromagnetic waves moves with the speed of a light. Here the speed of a light is 3 to 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. In Huygens wave theory, Young double slit experiment, or in case of a Maxwell electromagnetic waves, in all the cases we think about it. Light is a longitudinal wave. It requires a material medium for its propagation. ಲೈಟ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಈಥರ್, ಲ್ಯೂಮಿನೋಫೆರಸ್ ಈಥರ್. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಲ್ಯೂಮಿನೋಫೆರಸ್ ಈಥರ್? ದಿ ಲ್ಯೂಮಿನೋಫೆರಸ್ ಈಥರ್ is a material medium which has filled the entire space. It is penetrated through all the matter and also in vacuum. This ether medium is present all over the universe. It may exist between the sun and the earth. It may exist between the planets. It may exist between the stars. So it is pervading all over this universe. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋವಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಈಥರ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೆಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್. And it is having the large elastic property. So that's why we cannot see the ether medium like air. ನಾವು ಏರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಏರ್ನ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೀಲ್ ದಿ ಏರ್. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಏರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಳಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It is nothing but the air drag or air drift ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. The same concept we are applying to the ether also. They apply it to the earth. The earth is revolving around the sun with a velocity known as orbital velocity. The orbital velocity of the earth is found to be 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second or 30 kilometer per second. In this case, so we are considering this as a ether is a fixed reference frame of reference. The earth is moving with respect to ether. Now we have to find out the absolute orbital velocity of the earth around the sun. The expected velocity of the ether drift was 10 to the power of -4, the velocity of the light. To find out that a very sensitive apparatus was needed. The Michelson and Morley accepted the challenge in 1879 and they performed the experiment in 1887. So this is the one of the most important and famous experiment in the history of the physics. So which gave nothing. Which gave the null result. So this, the apparatus which was developed by the Michelson and Morley is known as the Michelson interferometer. So by using that instrument, so we have to find out the presence of the ether. The consequences from the assumptions of the presence of the ethers are: the light wave should travel with a definite velocity with respect to ether. The motion of any object through ether should have caused an ether wind, so that the velocity of light with respect to an object moving through the ether should be different from c, depending upon the velocity of the moving object. And it's possible to measure the absolute velocity of the earth. By using the interference pattern, so we can explain the result of the experiment, noting the shift in the fringes or interference fringes in the Michelson interferometer due to the difference in the time taken by the light to travel along the direction of the motion of the earth is greater than that to travel the distance opposite to the direction of the motion of the earth. So this is the direction of the ether wind, or this is the direction of the ether. The earth is moving along the same direction. If it is moving along the same direction, then so we have to say that c is the velocity of a light and v is the velocity of the earth. So we can say, if the earth is moving along the direction of the ether, so that is c minus v. So in the second case, here the earth is moving opposite to the direction of the ether direction, then that is c plus v. In both the cases, that velocity is not same. Okay, what is the experimental arrangement of this Michelson-Morley experiment? So we will study now. A beam of a light from a monochromatic source, yes, so it falls upon a semi-silvered glass plate P. So this is the off-silvered. So because the light which falls on this plate, partly it get reflected and partly get transmitted. So that's why it is called as a semi-silvered glass plate. So which is inclined at a 45 degree. So when the light waves falls on this plate, so it splits up into two parts. The first part gets reflected and second part gets transmitted. The transmitted light falls on the mirror A and the reflected light falls on the mirror B at the point B. So after falling on this mirror, so both the light rays gets reflected and reaches the plate P. Here the light rays from reflected ray and the transmitted ray both comes to the point P and the interference pattern observed through the telescope. Now assume that the velocity of the earth or the whole apparatus is so moving in the direction of the ether. Now the time taken to travel from the glass plate P to point A, that is time is given by d by root of c square minus v square. So there is a small derivation for this and easily we can solve this. And the same thing, the time taken to travel from P to B is also remains same. Then the total time taken to travel the path T1 is equal to 2t, that is equal to 2 into d by root of c square minus v square. The light ray should travel from P to A and A to P. So this is the time taken 2t, that is the t1. So we are doing here. Next, so we are expanding this by using the binomial theorem. So we will get the result like this. So we are neglecting all the higher terms because of a small value. The ray which is transmitted through the P and moving towards the mirror M2, that is the point B. So that is also the time T2 is given by d by C minus V plus d by C plus V. After simplifying this, so we get that it's 2d by C 1 plus V square by C square. Now we have to take the time difference between the two rays. So after simplifying, we have to find out the path difference between the two rays, that is for transmitted rays and reflected rays. So that is C by lambda into T2 minus T1. So T2 minus T1 value we are substituting here, and so finally we will get dV square by C square lambda. Hence the interference pattern should move through a distance dV square by C square lambda. The entire apparatus is rotated through 90 degree. So it means that the reflected rays and the transmitted rays, so both exchanges. Here, so what happened is, the ether wind is flowing along the horizontal direction, but the reflected light, so it is traveling perpendicular to the direction of the motion of the ether in the diagram. Here the ether is flowing along this direction. So this is transmitted light. So transmitted light which falls or which is moving along the ether wind direction itself. Now we are rotating this whole apparatus. So this transmitted light and the reflected rays gets exchanged. Then what happens? So once again we have to do the same, that is the time taken to travel from the point P to A and point P to B, and we have to calculate the time taken, and again so we have to calculate, that is the difference between the time difference and the optical path difference. So we would get the fringe pattern would shift by 2 dV square by C square into lambda. Here, so both the results are not same. In the first case, dV square by C square lambda and 2 dV square by C square into lambda. So both the results are not same. So it means that there is some shift in the interference fringes after performing this experiment. What is the aim of the experiment? Actually namage interference fringes shift ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So it means that the presence of the ether is proved? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ, so in the actual experiment the distance is taken as 11 meter, the velocity is 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second, and the velocity is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, and the lambda, that is the wavelength of the light, is taken as 5900 angstrom. After substituting all the values, we will get the 0.37 fringe width, or there is a shift in the fringes. That is a 37% of the fringes shift ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. But the Michelson-Morley experiment could observe a shift of a 0.01 fringe width. That is, practically there is no fringe width or fringe shift is observed. This shows that the experiment has yielded a negative result. It gave a null result. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 6 months ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಿ ಅರ್ತ್ ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 6 months ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ 0.37 fringe width, or that is the velocity of the orbital velocity of the earth is 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second. That is also same thing they got. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So they are not getting more than that or less than that. But expected result was it is more or less. But ಎರಡೂ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. They got the same result, that is the 3 into 10 to the power of 4 meter per second. The experiment is repeated at the various locations and at various seasons of the year. No fringe shift was detected. What is the significance of the result? ಏನಂತ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದರು ಅಂದರೆ, there is no relative motion between the earth and the ether. ದಿ ಈಥರ್ನ ನಾವು ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೋಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಈಥರ್. ದಿ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಈಥರ್. The Lorentz proposed that the dimension of all the material bodies get contracted by the factor. So in the next session, so we will study this. What is the conclusion? This is not possible to measure the ether drift, and hence the velocity of the earth relative to ether. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಈಥರ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಈ ಮೈಕಲ್ಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಆದರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಒರಿಜಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿಲೇಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇದು ರಿಲೇಟಿವಿಟಿ ಥಿಯರಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಯಿತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ಮೈಕಲ್ಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.